Okay, today we're going to learn the halacha of the honey, if it needs any kashrus during the year or for Pesach. Plus, we're going to have today introduction for another halacha that we're not ready to talk about today, and it's more research for the facts of that halacha and the halacha itself. It's the gabe milk that we drink today, what the kashrus state of it. So like I said, so here's the halacha in Yeredeh Pei Aleph. Cholov behema v'chayo tameya, milk of the animal that or wild animal that's not kosher, or treifa, a kosher animal that has a treif in it, meaning the definition of treif generally, if it's not going to survive for 1 year from the wound, internal wound it has, it's called treifa. It says over there, plus other thing I'm skipping, I'm just talking about nagea to us, asurim kevesorim, meaning if you have a cow that you know it's treif, it's going to die again, internal treif, it's going to die within 12 months, and you get the milk of it. The milk is exactly as treif as the meat. The meat is treif. It's a treifa, or any, if you get a camel milk, the milk is exactly as you're eating, when you're drinking that milk, it's exactly like you're eating the meat of the camel. You wouldn't eat the meat of you shouldn't drink the milk. Like I said, we're going to talk about more another time. I don't want to go to it. I just was a little akdama in this chapter because we're going to talk about the honey now. Akdama for the future. Sure, we're going to talk about this, cover it as much as we can. Okay, the end of Pei Aleph, it talks about the honey. It says over here like this. Dvash devoirim. According to this, that's why honey is kosher. If we're saying whatever comes from the tome, it's tome. The honey comes from the bee. The bee is not kosher. So the honey that comes from the bee should not be kosher. It says dvash devoirim mutar. The enboy mishum ever minachai. Hey, we could say if it's by the milk also. It's one thing for sure. It's not ever minachai. The Gemara discusses it. It's not ever minachai, and it's the same thing. The honey. Then he goes further. Not only the honey, it's kosher. Afal pisha gufei advoirim urovim boy. Ukshmafrishim advash men mecham martichen ois. Afiloch imuter shnesten tam lebgamu. Even though sometime with the honey you have over there, soon we're going to see why the honey is kosher. But sometime with the honey you have a pieces of maybe of the wing of the honey of the bee, and you might have some pieces from the bee. L'choira the bee it's non-kosher for sure. So l'choira it's mixed. You wouldn't want to eat your meat mixed with other non-kosher meats. How come you use the honey, and especially the part of the filtering the honey was sometimes they used to boil it. And sometimes that piece of the bee would get cooked with it. So there's a tam of a non-kosher product inside your bee. So it says tam livgam. Many people today they will be more kosher the Shulchan Aruch. We're going. So before I go there, tam livgam meaning you don't want in your honey any pieces of the bee. You don't want the tam of the bee. So it's tam livgam. It's damaging goods over there. It's a damaging tam over there. So maybe let's kosher. So, by the way, we're going back to what we said. We got all this in plates and napkins, and people had to worry about the foils. If you have any chashash, they put anything over there. It's for sure and tam livgam. Nobody wants to see in his foil, in his plate, in his or whatever, or in fork, any tam. If in case it's there, it's not there. First of all. But, oh, so no, but you also, again, when you buy any paper product or fork, you don't want any other. You want to taste your food now. You don't want to taste the fork or whatever comes with, which is again.
But if you're buying it with a hechsher, then honey, even more so, you have to be more careful.
Right. Now we're gonna see why take the honey it's kosher. Yeah, so it's like this. There's two reasons. The B'Yosef to the Gemara in Bechoros. Two reasons. One reason it's because it's not coming from the devoirim. They're just like transportation company. They're delivering to you the food from one place to another. They take from the trees, wherever they take some elements from the trees, and they deposit it.
From the flowers, I think.
From the flowers, from the trees, it says, and they deposit it in the home where they make the honey. So it's not coming from internal part of the bee. It's not like he is the mother of the baby over here. It's not the baby of the bee. Memela, since they're just transporting from the tree, from the flower, and making a honey out of it, it's not part of the bee. That's why it's kosher. It's not coming like a milk coming from the cow. Okay. Another reason the Gemara brings over there, that's Gzeres HaKosov. According to the second reason, maybe it's part of the bee, but there's Gzeres HaKosov, they're learning from the Psukim over there, that's exception to all the other thing that's coming from the Tameim, that's Tomeh, by the honey bee, it's kosher. So that's one of the inyanim of why the honey, it's kosher. Now, Lamai says like this. Okay, well, now we're going to go to the halacha of the whole year and Pesach, if you need kashrus on the honey, if you need any kashrus, there's any shaila on it. So I'm sorry. Well, either chametz we're going to see, or during the year there's any other chashash. There might be something osur in the honey or not. Do you need kashrus for it? Yeah.
I mean, you can see if there's any bee in there, right?
You're right. The question was not if you see the bee. Even in the filterization, he talks about it. Even when they filter it, let's say that the pieces of the bee is out, but you have a tam over there.
It was cooked, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes they're cooking it with it. So if there is a tam over there, or kovash kemavushal, if it was left over there for more than 24 hours, kovash kemavushal. So the have a tam says, listen, tam liv gam mutar. Okay. Now we're talking about what about, like I said, during the year, there was any chashash, what they could have already in the honey of a Pesach. So the Tur brings dvash shel akum and machzikim bo isur. If you buy honey from a goy, we're not machzik that there's something osur in the honey. Loimar muzuyafu. Maybe they faked it. Maybe they put something else over there. That's why it's you're allowed to buy. We're not choishes for it, and you're allowed to buy from a goy. That's what the Tur writes. Now, the interesting is Father the Rosh bring from Rabbeinu Yerucham that even though he says there was take some people used to mix over their flour or even basar nevela. Obviously the goyim used to mix over there. Why? They did it for their own reason because the honey is so expensive. The flour and the basar nevela was cheaper, and that would convert eventually to honey. After a while, the flour will convert to honey. Even the little, whatever the meat of the nevela would convert it to honey. For them, it was profitable because they sell per pound so much the honey, but they put cheaper product than the honey, they would make money. L'maisa Rabbeinu Yerucham writes it works halachically too. What they do, even they do that, he said, since it converts to honey, because it's kosher, becomes honey. So even they put over there nevela for the year. During the year you have to worry, maybe there's a nevela in the honey. And in Pesach you have to worry, maybe the flour, it's chametz. No, since it's converted before Pesach, before you consume the honey, it's converted whether the nevela, whether the flour into honey, it's kosher. So according to Rabbeinu Yerucham, even you know for sure that they put over there flour, they put over there even some nevela, it's kosher because it converts to honey. Right now it's honey. According that's according to Rabbeinu. Many others disagree with him. However, la halacha, here's what the halacha comes out really as the mechaber paskins like this. Dvash kalak the Tur. Dvash shel akum en machzikim bo isur ve'oichlem oisur bepesach. According to the mechaber, and the choyre looks at the surface like the Sfardim, they have like a green light. Any honey, whether throughout the year. Whether Pesach you could buy and machzingim b'isur. What the worst could happen? Did they put a flour over there, or they put even basar nevela? It's converted to honey already. It's kosher. It's bottled and it's kosher. That would be. However, the Ramo he doesn't agree with it. He followed the poskim, which is the Mordechai and others. That they say we should not buy it unless we know for sure that they don't do anything like this. So then he goes through a lot of, like I said, details. They gave a heter to make med. They used to make some kind of mashke from the honey, and which when yes, when not, going through a whole. Anyway, so Lamaisel comes out like this. So it comes out according to Shulchan Aruch. Looks like the Sfardim would say we have, like I said, green light. Honey doesn't need to be kosher, not Pesach, not for the whole year. And look, according to the Ashkenazim. You should see it to make sure it's kosher because we're not relying on this heter of Rabbeinu Yerucham. However, there is lemaisa, halacha lemaisa like this. The Mishnah Brura brings from the Chaya Odom that the minhag was to be soymech, that the goyim don't mix anything. So you could, according to that, you could buy. Unless you know, it's known to be that they're mixing something. Then you have to be machmir. The
I thought we were talking about how do we know that there's not pieces of the beef cooked.
I'm already done with this. That we said in this tam liv gam. Now I switched.
That's not a problem.
No, that's not a problem. Now we switch to Pesach. For Pesach, again, according to the Mechaber, it's perfectly kosher to buy, okay to buy, non-kosher lepesach or non-kosher honey for the whole year. According to the Ramah, it's not. And the Mishnah Berurah says the minhag was lahakel. Why? Because they were not chosher. Not that he goes like the Shulchan Aruch. No, because in that time the minhag was the business people that sell the honey. They didn't mix anything. They're not supposed to mix in the honey. And the Alter Rebbe writes that the only way we could buy from Goyim without kashrus, it says, when you don't buy like the Ramah and you don't know the mix, don't mix. If you know for sure, if you know for sure they don't mix in the honey anything else, it's pure honey, if you know that that's the standards of the place, yes, lahatir shom afilu advash shuvdal me'ashayva afilu ochla ba'enay. Okay, there also is another string attached to that. The Ramos says when you have a honey coming with the shayva, what you call this, coming together with its with the wax. Thank you. That he says the bederach klal over there they don't mix. When you see pieces of the wax in the honey, they don't mix. So the Alter Rebbe says if you see the pieces of the wax, and which is over there, some people also machmir over there, and he says. It's known to be this place that sell pure honey. You could rely to buy it. Now, the Aruch HaShulchan says again. So we have the Mishnah Berurah says if it's known to be, even it's not known to be. If it's not known to be that they put something over there, you could soimer. The minhag was to buy it. The Alter Rebbe says not only if you know that they for sure don't put anything, and plus you have the wax in it, and then the Aruch HaShulchan says. Achshav, he's the more machmir. If you know for sure, what the Alter Rebbe says, if you know for sure there's no flour over there you could buy, it says no, mikol mokim. And on the koinim dvash me'ena Yehudi, rak zeshem urav. No, I'm sorry, he's saying like the Alter Rebbe. Rak zeshem urav ba'adayin ba'ashayva ba'oster chadarim ktanim. No, I'm sorry, he did say like the Alter Rebbe. Only if you have the wax over there, it just the lotion is a little bit different. How they started, but the same thing. Lemaisa, he said like the Alter Rebbe, only if it's known for sure. They don't put over their honey, and they don't put in the honey anything else, and you know there's some wax over there in the honey mixed. That's known to be a very pure honey. They don't mix anything else. Then you could buy it. So
right, the wax gets there accidentally, or
no, they used to put it in badavka to show this is a high
like a
grade.
honeycomb, I think.
High,
I think like a honeycomb.
Honeycomb, very good. The honeycomb, right? Honeycomb, very good, very good. Now it's like this. Lemaisa. I'm sorry.
The wax itself.
Yes, 100%. Yes, the Lemaisa is like this. Lemaisa, you cannot say like this. Somebody look at the service. The Mechaber says it's okay for the Sfardim can go buy. No, the Kaf HaChaim brings many Sfardish poskim that they said it's osur. One of them, he says he found out in his time, he lived about 350 years ago, that they found it was fake. They used to put flour over there. So he says, Poshet not to buy it. So today is not a big deal. You have plenty kosher honey. Now we have to find out the minhag hamokim, if for sure, if the standards today, when you say a pure A grade.
If someone put flour in it nowadays, they'd get sued because people are allergic to flour, allergic to gluten,
Very good.
die.
Or you could say it's converted to honey. They wouldn't even know it. That's
No, because again, the halachic standard of a flour is a lot lower than the people traces of gluten.
Could
Traces
be.
of
So
gluten.
again, it's possible. If today we know for sure, when people say the company say that's pure honey, you could trust it. Lemaisa looks like you don't need kasha. Especially there's another element to it that uman lomara manusay. If somebody is a professional, as an expert on something, he doesn't want to kill his business with putting making few cents and then going out of business. Especially today, they have a lot what to lose. If you find out a big company selling honey and they find out that was a fake honey, they're going to lose their business. So l'choira, you could rely on it. So that if for sure the standards are that when he says it's a pure honey, l'choira mashma, then you don't need, like he said, they're going to lose their business. L'choira, you could rely on it.
If it says,
The honey or no?
I'm sorry?
Do they always cook the honey or they
Lam Davka, there was both ways, then also, and today also you have both ways. Some people are proud of their honey, it's raw, uncooked honey.
So they have to have a hechsher on their kalim also.
Not necessarily, no.
How
No.
does that work?
Because it's cold. It's all done on cold, so there's no need a hechsher on the
They're
kalim.
not cooking it? In the kalim?
Again, those which is a raw,
You're saying
uncooked.
the cooked ones. That only
Oh,
require
cooked
half
one,
the
the
kalim.
choir also you don't need because that's Bekitzer, I'll go through it. Bekitzer, that's why we by Bishul Akum we're not allowed to eat only what oil al shulchan melochim or whatever cannot be eaten raw. What about if it's not oil al shulchan melochim? It could be eaten raw. L'choira, we should not eat it from Akum because of the kalim. Chazal telling us we assume the kalim of Akum are not bnei yoiman. They're already not 24-hour old, meaning they're more than 24-hour old. They didn't use them in mail. It's become tam pogum. If it's tam pogum, it's already the taste already is damaged. It's not full taste. So memele, it's not lemaisa. That's not the concern. That may be done in a kalim which is not kosher. That's not the concern. Okay, Rabbi say.
Yeah, I apologize to keep on asking.